Hello, YouTube. It is 7:16 p.m. Thursday, May 19th, 2022. God, this month has just gone by so fast. And that truck is blocking the alley in a big way. Dang. All right. That's annoying. Yeah, it's a traffic report on the radio. I'm not too worried about it because I just checked Google traffic, and there's really no traffic between here and Bullock's, which is where I'm headed. So got about 45 minutes to get there, and last time I drove it was less than 20 minutes, so I should be good. Although I'm thinking I should probably stop at the 99-cent only store and see if I can grab a couple packages of pencils. It's been a really long time since I bought pencils, and I'm actually really low on them. Now I feel like I got like more stashed and stored somewhere, but damned if I know where they're at. And that used to be something I would just kind of buy on the regular, like as I saw them for good deals. One of the places I regularly bought them was at Spot inside Target, which is right when you walk in most Target stores, there'll be a little section of dollar store type items. And they used to always have decorative pencils there. And it seems like it's been a year and a half now that every time I check there's no decorative pencils. It seems like that's no longer one of those offerings, and it's not coming back. The other place I used to regularly get pencils is Walgreens. I'd usually go in like the day after a holiday, and then get that previous holiday's decorative pencils. So get a bunch of Halloween pencils on like November 1st, November 2nd, a bunch of Valentine's Day pencils on February 15th or 16th, and so on and so forth. And that I haven't been able to really pursue for quite some time, just because I've been so transportationally challenged. It's just hard to make a window for that. So pretty much the other place that I get decorative pencils from, I mean, sometimes I just get lucky and find them, or the places are giving them out as promotional items. That's a fun place for a column. I wonder why the hell there's a cone in the middle of the lane there. The other place that's been pretty reliable is the 99-cent only store, which is definitely my favorite dollar store. I've been pretty regularly shopping at the 99-cent only store since my ex-wife and I split up, and I came back to Phoenix to be homeless and fight the divorce. And that's around the time those stores are opening here. In fact, I went to several grand openings and got some really good deals at those grand openings. Hard to believe that was such a long time ago, because now there's so many of those stores, and they're just kind of a staple of the Phoenix area. Unfortunately, there isn't any particularly close to where I live, which is weird because I'm pretty much everywhere else. I think the closest one to me is at Hayden and Thomas in Scottsdale, which, to be fair, isn't particularly far, but it's completely in the opposite direction of any place that I'm ever going these days. So, making a trip all the way there just to get pencils is kind of counterproductive for trying to get cheap pencils, considering how expensive gas is. So, there is one near where Lily's mother used to live. I still don't know where Lily's mom is. What's going on? God, at this point now, I think it's over 2 years since I've seen my younger Drive. I don't know, Longmore. Is it Longmore Street, Longmore Drive, Longmore Avenue? I really don't know. It's Longmore. Anyway, yeah, I definitely think I want to go there. I've got the time for it. And that's like running low on karaoke pencils is definitely on my mind. In fact, there's been several shows in the last month where I just did not have enough pencils to put out, and people kind of struggled to look for pencils. And I'm always just like, well, you should have brought one. You can't expect people to provide you pencils all the time. And then there have been some days where I've actually put out like the bar stubby pencils, which of course are never sharpened, so they're borderline useless. And I put out some of the bar's pens, which I don't really like to do because people steal them, and rather they steal my stuff than steal the bar stuff. I mean, I'd rather they not steal stuff, but it just kind of is what it is. People steal writing utensils. And it's not like I don't steal writing utensils. I mean, a certain amount of my pens and pencils are pens and pencils I stole from elsewhere. So, and on that note, maybe I should get a little more proactive about that. Taking more promotional pencils. Whoa, that guy in the truck just cut off the guy in the Nissan big time. What an a-hole. And now the guy in the Nissan is tailgating the shit out of him. Well, the guy in the truck looks for somebody else to cut off. Oh, look at that. Tried to do the swoop around behind in the blind spot. Now I did the swoop around in the blind spot thing and cut somebody else off. I just love Phoenix freeways. They're so much fun. Just a matter of time till my next accident on one. Although I try to make sure I'm always going a reasonable and prudent speed and not tailgating and have my headlights on, unlike the guy in front of me here. I see no taillights from his vehicle at all. And as a general rule, I don't pass on the right. I try to be cognizant of other people's blind spots. So hopefully the next time I'm in an accident, it'll be somebody else's fault, and I can get a fat check. And because of course this car had an absolutely perfect body; it was completely restored. And God damn it, you're insured. Look what they did to the back bumper. I don't know how the hell they did that, sideswiping me, but look at what they did to the back bumper. I love this station. I forget the frequency. They call it the bounce. It's all throwback hip-hop and R&B. And I've stated that before. Yeah, my last video was a super short one talking about how much I enjoyed the drive home. I just couldn't believe I made it home in, more or less 30 minutes, considering how long it usually takes. But it was all about the fact I didn't fuck around with nothing. I didn't start my phone recording, mostly because I was out of space. But I didn't start my phone recording. I didn't even take off my box knife. It was still. You still asked me about it this morning. So what's that on? What's that you're holding? I'm like, oh, it's box knife. Just took it off my belt loop. I hustled home so quick that I hadn't taken it off yet. And, so it really did make the difference of me being ahead of traffic. And another thing that I did that I haven't done before is I realized that I actually hit I-10. If I get on the freeway immediately after I get off work, I actually hit I-10 before the carpooling restrictions take effect. Like the main reason that, like I've stated, that the I-10 West Rapid bus is faster. Oh, and here comes the 41 on Indian School. One of those articulated buses. And it looks to be less than 10% full. I don't understand why the city spends so much money running articulated buses when they are so much more expensive and cost so much more to operate, when they could run smaller buses and put that money into paying drivers adequately and maybe some increased frequency of the buses. Anyway, I digress. I just think that every time I see an articulated bus, it's very rare that I've ever been on an articulated bus where that kind of passenger capacity was warranted. Oh my God, speaking of articulated buses, the last time I rode one, Dallas Road is being resurfaced, and it's a mess. But thank you, City of Phoenix, for actually resurfacing our streets. Hey, go ahead and run that red light, dude. That's awesome. All right. Any question why there are always so many traffic accidents in Phoenix? Oh, and it's not in the camera, but the Circle K directly to my left here at 16th Street and Indian School, advertising $4.99 a gallon. I don't see anything denoting whether that's cash or credit. Okay, it's alternating between $4.99 and $4.89. And actually, knowing the way Circle K rolls, that might be $4.99 as cash or credit, and $4.89 being what they call Easy Pay, which is basically prepaid card from Circle K. I don't think there's prepaid cards are limited to gas though, so there's that. You know, it always cracks me up when I'm sorry, my mind is wandering all over the place. Please try to keep up. I spend a lot of time on kind of anti-car urban planning parts of YouTube, and also Reddit. Reddit specifically, r/fuck cars, and yeah, I'm ecstatic to be back in my car. You know, that is what it is. But it wouldn't be as much of a big deal to me to be back in my car if public transit was adequate, and if things were more connected for getting around via walking. Now, I'm not really part of the bike conversation. I mean, I guess I am. I'm always participating in it, but I haven't been cycling in a long time, and haven't had a functional bike in a long time. I haven't even had an electric scooter to participate in it from that end, but I still participate in the conversation anyway. But I look at those as optional things. You know, you should be able to get around via walking and transit. Anyway, yeah, if that stuff was up to par, I wouldn't even be too concerned about, you know, oh my God, my car's broke down, and feeling so much better having my car. But yeah, I mean, Phoenix is, it's no secret, Phoenix is one of the most car-centric cities out there. Anyway, I was trying to segue to Circle K. So one thing that's commonly talked about is it's so far to my grocery store. It's so far to my grocery store. I have to drive because it's so far to there's no stores now where I live. I have to drive. And then there's other people that's like, oh, well, it'd be better if there were corner stores. If there were corner stores. I mean, is Phoenix the only place that has convenience stores like everywhere? I mean, you know, there is a corner store. It's called fucking Circle K. There's also 7-Eleven and QT. There's a bunch of other ones as well, but those are the three big ones. Those are the three ones that have nice features and rewards programs and are pretty consistently always there. I don't know why people don't consider those as corner stores, because the stores that they generally do consider corner stores, every time I go in there, they make the prices at 7-Eleven, Circle K, and QT look good. So, and I'm glad I at least voiced that opinion one time in Fuck Cars, and it got a lot of thumbs up. Well, not directly that opinion. I didn't mention anything about Circle K or 7-Eleven or QT or any other convenience store. I pointed out. In fact, I'm not sure if this was Fuck Cars. Actually, I think this was in a video that City Beautiful did in the comments on YouTube. On a video City Beautiful did about a transit-friendly mixed-use development in Hillsboro, which is just west of where I was staying in Beaverton with my daughter outside of Portland, and I gotta definitely check that out the next time I go there. It's literally two max stops up from the one I was regularly getting off of there at 158th Avenue. But anyway, I think 2, maybe 3. Anyway, it wasn't far. I just never went that direction. I had no real reason to. Now I have a reason to. I want to check that out. But there were locals that were in it that were kind of complaining, you know, well, not so much complaining, but pointing out City Beautiful just paints such a rosy picture of, hey, look, this is an early transit-oriented development. Look how great it is. This is what we want to aspire to. And then that guy's a total leftist, anti-car, urban planning. He's not even making money as an urban planner. He went directly into teaching. You know what they say? Those who can't do teach. So he went directly into teaching. I don't know, UC Davis or something. I'm not sure. I know the guy. He's mentioned it in his videos as a college professor. And I know he lives in. Speaking of absolutely shitty public transit, he lives in Sacramento, California, which, from what I've seen, has worse public transit than Phoenix does. Anyway, but this wasn't about him. The creator of the channel didn't get involved in this discussion, but people were popping up and saying, hey, there's really not an affordable grocery store here. The only grocery store that's part of this development is Whole Foods, which is not really within the budget of most people. And one of the things I commented is, hey, there's hop on the Max and go a couple stations over to 158th Avenue. It's you're walking distance from Kroger. Of course, different people differ on what walking distance is. Some people would not consider that walking distance. And by Kroger, I mean specifically Fred Meyer's. So anyway, that kind of spun the discussion in the direction of, don't like those kind of grocery stores. I'd rather go to a corner store. And then they describe, their utopian corner store. And my response to that is, yeah, I can't afford Whole Foods, and I sure the hell can't afford those kind of corner stores. Everyone I've ever seen is just, ridiculously expensive out of my budget. Nope. I'd much rather walk to a Kroger. And on that note, I live walking distance from a Kroger, in this specific instance, a Fry's. So, Fry's Marketplace, I think. Anyway, I'm running out of time. I need to get my ass inside, get those pencils, and then get my ass to my show. So, thanks for coming with on the walk. And, I wasn't walking, I was driving. Silly me. Anyway, I hope you learned something.